Welcome to Energy is Currency, the Millennial Development Podcast devoted to helping you mind your business personally and professionally. My name is Alexis Williams, and I am your marketing consultant, idea generator, and mini modern philosopher, the entrepreneur that checks all the boxes, whatever that may mean. Subscribe to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and iHeartRadio to listen to every gem in every episode. Season 1 is available on all streaming platforms. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Lexi and Gigi back for another episode on how you can make your energy your currency. Right now, we are living in quite a time, and this is one of those spaces that can make or break people. So, today's topic, first off, Gigi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you been? What's going on in your world?
Nothing. I've been doing a little bit of traveling, just a slight bit. Been to
Oh,
Key West,
okay, party Gigi.
Vegas, Cali. So I'm back here in Atlanta, unfortunately. But I'll be gone again, so don't worry.
Okay,
So
so I dragged Gigi in here because I wanted to talk to her about um some options right now on how to make your energy your currency. We know how unstable the market is, woo doo woo, this, that, and the third. So there's lots of different ways to explore what your next pathway could look like. You can jump back into another job. You can jump back into you can jump into entrepreneurship, creating the business of your dreams. Or we are going to talk about that sweet spot of consulting, which is the love child of both. So
I love that. Love child of both.
yeah, I think it is because I feel like consulting, you're communicating expertise to corporate environments or to other business structures, but with a little bit more independence.
Mhm.
So you're still giving you're outsourced. You're still giving them really good information, but you're not recreating the wheel, right? But you got your driver's license. You're an adult now. You're not relying on mom and dad for a 2 week check every now. So I think it's a fun little sweet spot.
I like that. Yeah, I think for consulting, if you've been in corporate America, you can take all that information, all that knowledge that you learned, everything that you harnessed, that corporate structure, you can take it because they can't take the knowledge from you and you can go sell it to the highest bidder. So, hey, I know how to
Right.
do X, Y, and Z. I know how to do X, Y, and Z. If you hire me for your company, I can leverage you from here to here. And this is where I learned it at. You can name drop. I learned it at this corporation. I learned it at that corporation. So that kind of gives you
Right.
some access when you're selling yourself. So I love that.
I think that's gonna be the new wave, especially
Mhm.
with AI coming through.
Yes.
We're still gonna need real life experts because yes, the language is clear. Yes, they were able to do some of the administrative tasks for us, but it's that human element. We will never be able to get rid of that human element.
Never,
We
ever.
won't. But what is that gonna look like moving forward? You know what I'm saying? So I heard the statement. Tell me what your thoughts are. Corporate America didn't teach me how to build wealth. It taught me how to survive.
Mm, that is somewhat true. I
Okay.
would say it taught me how to survive. It may have given me uh, the tools to communicate, the tools to operate in professional environments that I wouldn't have learned on the fly. So a lot of people who come straight out of college or whatever to entrepreneurship, they have this big dream, they make it successfully, but then they get into these rooms with other people and they don't know how to delegate. They don't know how to effectively communicate. They don't know emotional intelligence. They don't know what teams is. The simple things that you learn from corporate America can actually be a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone,
Yeah.
and you don't have to stay there. And I wouldn't say it's surviving corporate America, but it's learning how to take what they taught you and place it into other positions.
I think I love how you shifted the narrative on that because it's not just about survival on a 2 week check. You're learning skills.
You're learning
And
on
some
the
things
job.
you're gonna be really, 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 really good at. Sometimes you just gonna be there for the check. And
Right.
sometimes you're gonna be there because your talent lends to the betterment or the enrichment of that company, right?
Right.
So you got to figure out what was that for you, and what are you looking for when you go back out into a job. So let me ask you this: do you really think you can build freedom while working a 9 to 5?
After. So get the nine to
Okay.
five done, or maybe you work 5 to 9, whatever. Whatever the offset is, that's where you build your freedom. That's where you build the thing that's going to take you out of that rat race. Some people have success with just quitting the 9 to 5 altogether and then just starting a business and being successful. 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be the platform to pivot you to the next step that you want to be in. So take your off time instead of watching Netflix, instead of reading a book, instead of doing X, Y, and Z. Focus on your craft. Focus on what you want to do. So yeah, I would take that type of advice to kind of pull me forward and replace the 9 to 5.
Yeah, and I even want to upgrade that. Definitely honoring time blocking, like dedicating time to it. It doesn't have to be every day,
No.
because you're gonna that burnout of working all of those jobs all the time, that's gonna lend to some really bad health issues. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wish that for anybody. So block out time. You may not have to work on your business 5 days a week, but maybe give it 3. Maybe give it
Yeah.
2. Maybe it's a weekend dedication. I don't know, but find your sweet spot where you could get the benefits of both, but not at your expense. That's the goal. That's the
And
goal.
you are really good at blocking out time. You are really good at putting things at a certain time and place. And I'm always mixing them together. I'm like, oh, well, I can cook dinner and do this. And you're like, no, we need to sit down and do the podcast.
The way my food burns, like it's literally like, if you can see my hands, right? So my hands are right next to each other. If I'm on my left hand, that's in the kitchen. Once I touch my right hand, the food burns. The food just goes up in flame. The entire kitchen bursts into flames. I don't know what happens, but like if I can't give it 100% of my attention, I'm gonna mess it up.
You are
And I'm
good at
okay with that. And that makes people very anxious about around me, because I'm like, I'm not at that step yet. And I have neither a worry nor a concern. That literally does not exist in my brain yet.
the reason this podcast is happening right now is because Lexi made me block off this time. Because I was like, you know what we can do in addition to this while we're doing this? And she's like, girl, shut up and get on camera.
Ma'am, we have been trying to do this episode for 4 years. 4 years. It's been exactly 48 months and 16 days and 22 hours.
I think we're doing good.
I
This
think
is
this is great. No, I'm joking, y'all. But
too.
no, this is great though. But no, time blocking, for real, for real. Time blocking makes a difference because it's a commitment to time. And so once you make time, because the number one excuse I hear from people is, I don't have time.
I don't.
So either you have, and what I interpret that as is, you either make poor decisions, or you lack time management,
Yeah.
or you don't have good boundaries. So I just write people off in those areas. Either you don't know how to say no when everybody, I need you to do this, you go flying in that direction, or you don't know what to do with your time, so you just do it.
And then just,
Or, right?
I think all of that can be wrapped under time management. I think it's some form of time management. I think
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever, however people want
procrastination, all of that is
to.
wrapped up.
But once you really master that, it doesn't mean that you'll be good at the time you use, but you set aside that time
Block
to
it off.
practice to be good. You
Right.
know what
You
I
gotta
mean?
block
Like,
it off. Right.
you got to start somewhere, and you're never going to get time. No one's going to pass you an envelope and say, "Hey, here's 45 minutes. I
Here's
got
45
40 I
minutes.
got 45 minutes for you in the back." That does not mean what you think it means, friend. You run. You go to the front and you get help. That does not mean what we think it means.
What is
Okay?
the time for help?
This is a trap, okay? So so if you want time for your business, you have to make time, create time, honor the time that you set aside. Be 100% present, fully focused on that. And whatever you come up with, it is okay, but you've invested your most precious resource. We're always going to have access to money. We will not always have access to time.
So, piggybacking off of that,
Yes.
When do you know that it's time for you to leave corporate America and start maybe consulting or start entrepreneurship or just leave?
When you start acting self-sabotaging.
Examples.
So when you get to the point where it's no longer about the task you're performing
Hmm.
and you're no longer vibing with either management or colleagues or whatever, and it's just that friction, I fully believe that discomfort breeds change.
Okay.
So when you in that spot where it's like for
Well,
instance, in the hair, and go ahead.
how do you know it's time to leave altogether versus time to leave that company? Because it could just be a company. So how do you know when it's time to leave corporate America altogether?
Oh, when it's time to do something completely different.
Like propelling into consulting or entrepreneurship. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really good question. Let me scale back because you know what I was going to say is like discomfort is going to breed change,
Hmm.
and whatever feels like relief is going to be that decision that you make. Whatever provides the body with the most amount of dopamine and the most amount of healthy hormones and all of that, that's what we're going to follow. So if you're like fresh out of your job and you're like, oh, I could do a consulting. And then you're like, oh, and I could do this. And I could talk about that. And I could talk. And you hear the joy starting to pick up. But
Yes.
if it's like, damn, I got to put in more resumes. And damn, I got to do interviews.
It's time
And
for you to go.
damn,
Right.
damn, damn. No, babe, go ahead and do
Wrap
something
it up.
different. Go ahead and
I
do,
feel like
you don't, didn't you say you like to paint? Ain't you said you like to
right.
paint? Or like you had a yoga thing? Ain't you? Maybe you should, you don't want to bake. You could bake. You could probably
Right.
bake, but it's like,
You want to start a YouTube
it's the
channel?
energy that you're moving with. Huh?
Right. I say you want to start YouTube? We support it.
Girl, something. I will share it today. But it's whatever is going to give you the best feeling when you're in conceptual mode. And so if you're thinking about it and this just pissing you off, you're ready to knock the table over. Nope. Mm-mm. That's a no. That's your body telling you no. Whether
Telling
you know
you,
how to
oh my
listen
God,
to your body or not, you at least
wrap
got
it
to
up.
look at your behavior. You know what I'm saying? But if like I remember when I was like, I need to start my own business. I did not go to sleep that night. I was on my computer just firing away. I wanted to do research. I wanted to put my business plan together. I was thinking about names. I was dreaming about what the salon location looked like, what the chairs looked like, where I would buy the chairs from, how much money did I not have to buy all of this stuff, and how I was going to get it done anyway. You know what I mean? But it felt like the warmest overtaking. You know what I mean? Like I look
Mhm.
at thoughts and ideas as very infectious. And if I feel very just giggly and deliriously impacted by it, then I'm probably gonna do whatever that is.
And
But
look
if
at
it's
you
like you
now.
gotta clock in at 9:30, it's like, yeah,
I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
I don't want to do that. So
So,
follow
what
your body.
are 3 tips that you could give somebody who's in corporate America right now? They're like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I want to do something else. What are 3 solid things they could do to either go into entrepreneurship or consulting? I would
Start
say start
developing your
simple.
business. Go ahead.
What are you narrow down what you're good at?
Yeah.
What are you good at? Because you might feel like you are good at X, Y, and Z. What are you the best at? Because if you're consulting, they are hiring you because you are the subject matter expert at X, Y, and Z. So you
Right.
have to be prepared to sell that back to front. So narrow it down, find your niche, and what are you 110% good at? You could do it with your eyes closed. You can answer the questions. You can board people on, all of the things.
So I want to kick that up a notch. Start working on your business plan. Your business plan is going to force you to figure out what problems you solve, what solutions you offer, who's your audience, who's your competition, how much you want to charge, what is a reasonable lifestyle within that. Um, it's going to make you structure all of the ideas in your head,
And it'll help you
right?
figure out the market around you. Like, who else
For
is doing
sure. And I'd say the closer you can complete a business plan, the closer you are to getting started. Now, if you can't fully flesh that out and articulate that,
it?
from
Stay
my
at work.
experience, I wouldn't say stay at work, but keep doing your research until you can answer those
So you
questions.
can figure it out.
You know what I mean? Because a business plan was tentatively created for banks and for investors.
Hmm.
So, how do you get money without the product being created yet? What's the plan for this? What do you intend to
What's the
do?
vision?
And the
Yeah.
better you can articulate that, the more money you can bring in. The less you can answer those questions and stick to those answers, the more the market is going to sling you around and you're going to end up back hoping that the position is open. You know what I mean?
Or it might pivot you in a different direction. You could write out a whole business plan and say, you know what? There's no money here, but there's money over here that I didn't even think about.
Right?
So you wanted to consult for one thing, but you figured out, hey, I have this other skill, this underlying skill that I didn't know they were paying so much for. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, and it gives you milestones to work with. So it's not, oh, I'm selling a $400,000 package to whomever, you know what I'm saying, Warren Buffett or whatever. But okay, maybe I could start here. This is something I could offer initially and
Mhm.
start to plan out. Okay, within the next 6 months, let's get it set up. You know, within that year, let's gain 5 clients. You know what I mean? Like it'll help you structure out whatever it is that you want to do, and help you really get an articulated vision of what you want to do.
So after the business plan, what do we do? I've got my business plan. I know what I want to do. What do I do? Do I shop it out? Do I go look for clients? Do I look for mentors? What do I do? Do I set up a website?
I'm always gonna say, get your paperwork together.
Yes,
So
legalize your legalize your stuff.
legitimize your stuff. You are not the only person with that idea. Come up
Yes,
with a proof
yes.
of concept. Come up with a deck,
Mhm.
a website, Instagram
Get your
page.
EIN, your TIN,
Get your tax ID numbers, your EINs. Get your
file with
LLC,
your state.
your banks. Get your paperwork together. What I notice, especially with extremely talented people, is that once people know how talented you are, there will not be time to go back and build the structure of your business.
Mhm. You got to build the
You
foundation first. Yeah, the
exactly.
bills.
You
We need to
can't
make
build the tightrope first and then the net afterwards. You got to build the net and then the
yes.
tightrope. You know what I mean? And that way you have the safety nets in place and the legalization things in place, because you could have a great idea, jump right into advertising, jump right into marketing, and your competitors hear you, and because you don't have your paperwork together and they have theirs, now they own your idea. And it is that simple, and it happens all the time. But definitely, if once you look at your business plan, you like, oh yeah, I want to do this, then get your paperwork together to support it. For sure.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure. For sure,
So
for sure, for
business
sure.
plan, idea, support the
Mm-hmm.
idea, legalize the idea, and then
Mm-hmm.
what?
Execute.
Execute.
Execute. Start asking for money some kind of way, through sales, through capital investment, crowdfunding.
Call your mom,
Um,
call your, whoever.
call your mama. So for real, your first investors are absolutely going to be people within your circle. Get over
Mhm.
that. Go ahead and call all those people. Get over that rejection, and then it'll be like, okay, cool. So now I need to ask somebody else. But
Right.
continue, that's when you have to start putting yourself out there. So I always talk about in my marketing classes the product life cycle, and you have that introductory phase where you're just letting people know you exist and you do this. That's the
Right.
hardest one, because you're going to need a lot of courage. There's no experience, there's no money, there's no guarantees, there is all heart. And so you got to have the heart to stick that season through and just work it through, because once you're comfortable with the introductions, then you make it to your growth stages. And the growth stage is the most important part.
But if you're confident and you're really into what you're doing, that growth stage or that product stage is going to be the best stage because you won't get tired of telling people, "Hey, this
Yep.
is what I do. Hey, this is what I bring to the table. Hey, this is me." As
Yep.
opposed to when you're in corporate America, someone's like, "What do you do?" "Oh, I X, Y, and Z," and you just keep it moving.
Right. But you
Yeah.
know what? Once you love what you do, you will have to learn the discipline on how not to talk about it. Because I feel like within my first few years of like doing marketing consulting and doing hair, man, I would interrupt people everywhere. Come here, let me talk to you about male pattern baldness. And they're like, I'm trying to eat dinner, but you bald. Let me talk. And I was the problem. And that's something I had to realize.
Wait, you're not bald
Huh?
now.
I lived a lot of professional lives. But like when you learn something and you're passionate about it and you're excited about it,
It comes
you're
out.
gonna want to talk about it's gonna come out. You're gonna hold people hostage. And let me tell you another thing. But you have
Did
to
you
make
know?
sure that you have to keep yourself that excited and that encouraged and that forthright, because that's where the money is made, in that excitement and that joy.
It is. And as seasoned consultants and seasoned entrepreneurs, you will definitely have a season where you're like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm burnt out. Okay. I don't,
And that's when you learn better boundaries.
ask me about a resume. I do not care. Right.
And I try to preface my friends, if we go out, don't tell nobody that I have a job. Tell them I'm a bum. Tell them I'm a
I
bum.
do hair. No, I don't.
I don't. I suck at it. I am the worst hairstylist. I don't mean any of this. I can't even get the phrases out because it's a flat out lie. But
But in
I
that
literally have to be like,
season,
no, I'm
you're
off. I have to be off.
you're
That's when you
right.
learn good boundaries. And it's like,
That's
no,
when
baby,
you
I'm at the Chevys. I'm trying to have some,
right.
some quesadillas,
I'm trying to discover a new talent. Yeah, something else. Gardening. I don't know. Something.
Yeah, I usually, you know what? If I feel like people are like crying and they want like a lot of information off of me, that's when I start talking about cats and rap music. And that's when you see like the light fade from their eyes, because I'm equally as passionate and annoying about those things, but those are less comfortable topics to talk about. So,
Then your profession, right?
because I'm too deep off in it, I really had to learn how to be like, okay, cool. If somebody asks you about like, because I'm a clinical trichologist, if
Yeah.
somebody asks me about hair loss, I'm prepared to talk about their hormones.
Mm. You want to get to the root of the problem. Yeah.
And so with women, we're up. Everybody walks around and is like, "Oh yeah, girl, I'm so perimenopausal. Oh, the perimenopause, right?" But men do not want to hear that they have plummeting testosterone levels. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? But
And
that's what I want to talk about.
you're
What
straight.
about
Like,
me?
yeah,
What about what I want? I want to talk
I have
about
this
this now.
conversation.
You know I see it. I know you know I see it. I want
Maybe
to talk
they're in
about
the
you.
doubt. Maybe they're not ready to see it yet. Maybe they're
Well,
seeing it
where's your hat?
sides, fresh in the front.
So, I had to just I had to learn how to just really turn off so that people could live their lives and I could not be like, a party pooper.
That's good advice, though. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can be overzealous. Yeah. If you're really passionate about something, you can be overzealous. And
You
then
got to
discover
find the
that
sweet
yourself
spot.
again. I'm like,
You'll
okay.
find the sweet spot. You'll find the phrases that pay. You'll know the phrases when people are interested.
Notice when
You'll
people
start
start
catching the
pulling up.
vibe.
Hmm, was it something I said?
Hey, come back. Hey, I know it's getting really bad in the back too. Come back. No, that does
Well,
not work.
not chasing them.
Come back here. I just want to help you. I rest assured
I
that does
love
not
it.
work to think you did.
I
Huh?
love it. I said, I love the dedication. I love it.
Liz, and that's why I'm still in business, because I am steadfast. Okay. I'm committed. Okay. I'm passionate. Do I have a lot of friends because of how I act in business? No.
You have me. I'm your friend.
And that counts.
It does.
And that counts. And that counts.
Look, we're both
Okay.
delusional, so it works.
Yes. Balance. Ting, ting, ting. Okay. So, okay.
Well, I think that sums it up.
I think that sums it up too.
Step one,
Okay.
business plan.
Yep.
Step two, make it legal.
Yes.
And step three, execute.
Execute. And step 4, find boundaries.
Yes. Prepare for
You're
burnout.
going to say yes a lot in the first few years of business.
With that, probably without making a profit the first year. So be
Yeah,
prepared for
but that's okay. Those are investments. As long as it's not always like that.
that.
You're learning from it, you're building from that. Um, hold on just a second. Because I had a really good question that I wanted to close out with. Sheesh, where is it at? What can we say to the people who are in their early stage challenges? Because we
Oh,
were just mentioning that how that first few years or the first year or so, you're going to have a lot of people who are like, well, come do this for exposure, or come do this for free, or I can't pay you the full price, or the negotiations, or the skill gaps, or the inconsistency and income. What
I
do
would
we need to stick
say
to?
stay true to your feelings and your discernment. I did a lot of things
Mm,
for experience, but at some point, you can say yes to so many things that again, you get burnt out, or people
yeah,
know that you don't have experience and they try to take advantage.
yeah,
So be
have
aware
to.
of that as well. And politely tell them, thank you for the opportunity, but not at this time. And that
Yeah,
works. And keep it
you
moving.
get to say no. You get to
Yeah.
say no. I think the threat of like income gaps make people say yes a lot more than they want to for feeling like I gotta
Mhm.
make this money. I gotta make this money. But
And
once
it's
you
not worth
realize,
it.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. The more
Mhm.
you have to haggle and compete for what you're getting in business, it very rarely translates to what you are worth. Okay. You typically are not getting what you're worth. I feel like the more you say no, like it's a little trick. The more you say no, the universe will continue to offer you until you find the equilibrium in what you say yes to.
The more
So if
exposure
it's
you become, if I'm saying to you no,
exactly.
no, no, and then I say yes to you, I'm now exclusive.
And it builds a better trust. People say, "Oh no, she don't just go for anything. She don't say yes to anything."
Right.
So definitely practice your no. Don't be afraid to tell people no or to hear no. So I think we can close it off with that.
I think
Don't be
that's good.
afraid to say no. But I wish you all the best. Work on your entrepreneurship journey. Figure out
Yeah.
what that looks like for you. If that's limited to consulting, I love that. That's lower overhead. That's more profit. That's more vacation Zoom meetings. Okay. So
Yeah.
think about some middlemen. Think about some options in the middle. Any closing words, GG's?
No, just invest in yourself because when you're consulting, you are the product. You are selling you to companies, organizations, CEOs, CFOs. So make sure you invest in the product, which is yourself.
Yes, I love that. So, if you want to learn more about resume building, you want to learn about interviews, how to build your own business, visit vtacareers.com. That is where you get to work with the consultants' favorite consultants, okay? Career coaches, marketing consultants. We are the people that help you build your next business. So, check us out. It's VTA Consulting on the Instagrams, on the YouTubes, all of that. And you can check out this episode everywhere you podcast: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube. Okay. So remember, your energy is your currency. We are teaching people how to mind their business personally and professionally. Until next
Bye,
time,
guys. See ya.
bye.